everyone, and welcome to Between the Lines, a talk show where we explore literature beyond the surface. Today we will analyze one poem, one short story, focusing on their themes, tones, and literary devices, supported with textual evidence. So, let me introduce our panel for today. For Analyst 1,
hello everyone, my name is Paramjit and I'll be analysing the poem Lady Lazarus and discussing how the poet presents ideas through language and imagery.
and now for our second analyst,
Hi everyone, my name is Hanina Adila and I'll be focusing on the short story Living or Death, especially its theme, tone and narrative technique.
we also have guest critic for Analyst 1.
Hello, I'm Lashini Sivakumar. I'll be responding to the analysis and offering my critical perspective.
And for the last one, our second guest critic.
Hi, my name is Yurashini. I will be adding further interpretations and evaluating the effectiveness of the literary device used.
So, welcome everyone to Between the Lines with our analyst and guest critic for today. So, let's begin with the poem. Analyst 1, could you explain the main theme of the poem?
Alright, so the central theme of Lady Lazarus is suffering, identity, and rebirth, focusing on the speaker's struggle against oppression and her repeated confrontation with death. This clearly shows in the line that I have done it again, or 1 in every 10, which suggests repeated attempts at self-destruction and ongoing trauma.
How about the tone?
Alright, so in the terms of tone, the poem carries a bitter, defiant and sarcastic tone. This can be seen in the line, dying is an art, like everything else, or I do it exceptionally well, where the speaker uses dark humor to confront death. Apart from that, the poet uses vivid imagery to create emotional impact, such as the skin or bright as a Nazi lampshade, which conveys extreme suffering and dehumanization. Another important literary device is metaphor. For example, I am your opus, I am your valuable, which symbolizes how society treats women as possessions rather than individuals.
Possession rather than individuals. So thank you, Analyst 1, Ms. Paranjit. So how about guest critic 1? What is your view on this analysis?
I agree with the interpretation of the theme. I would also add that Black's use of repetition strengthens the emotional intensity. The repeated praise, I rise, emphasizes the speaker's resilience and rebellion against oppression, showing a refusal to remain powerless.
Thank you, guest critic 1. That's really good analysis from you. So now let's move on to the short story. Analyst 2, could you share the main theme and tone?
Yeah, sure. So for the main theme of Living or Death is human compassion and social injustice. The story is about a woman named Kanamini. Although she is still alive, people think she is dead. Because of this misunderstanding, no one is willing to help her. This situation shows how heartless and careless people can be toward others.
So how about the tone?
The tone of the story is irony and sorrowful. It is ironic because Kanamini is alive, yet she is treated as she were a ghost. In the end, she must actually die for people to accept that she was once living. This highlights how unfair and flaws people's ways of thinking. Also, the author also used symbolism. Kanamini represents people who are ignored and misunderstood. Her life shows how easily people judges someone without knowing the truth.
Yes, all typical. So, guest critic 2, do you agree with this analysis?
Yes, I do. I will also highlight the author's use of setting. The poverty-stricken street setting reflects social injustice and strengthens the theme of compassion, making the narrator's moral awakening more powerful.
Thank you, guest critic too. Such an interesting point. So, how do both texts connect in terms of theme? I will give this to Alice one.
Right, so both texts explore what it means to be truly alive. In Lady Lazarus, survival is psychological and emotional.
How about you? Alice?
I think in Living or Dead, being alive depends on a moral action and compassion toward others.
Thank you. How about guest critic one?
Well, this contrast shows how different literary forms express survival through inner struggle and ethical responsibility.
Thank you, guest critic one. And last one, guest critic two.
Together, the text reveal that humanity requires both resilience and empathy.
Thank you, everyone. So before we conclude, could each of you share one final insight?
Alright, so my final insight would be Lady Lazarus powerfully uses imagery, repetition, and symbolism to express deep emotional suffering and resistance.
Alison?
I think Living or Dead effectively combine theme and narrative technique to show that survival is not only physical but also emotional.
Not only physical, but emotional. So, guest critic one.
Both texts encourage readers to reflect on trauma, identity, and resilience.
Last one.
Together, they demonstrate the power of literature in building empathy and understanding human beings.
Understanding you. Okay, so I think that's all for Between the Lines. Thank you to all our panelists for that insightful discussion. That concludes our talk show for today, Between the Lines. Thank you for watching and see you next time.